different than what we've been seeing against anybody else because it's going to be more of playing the player. So here we go. It's the Thea versus the Asuri, and Boomie's opening up right away with the lands.
All right, nice start there from Boomie, getting a good, I believe that was a 3-piece, right? Like side light, down air into side air. Couldn't quite get that N-Sig afterwards, but still Snowy not really finding any response damage just yet. There's that down air into the neutral light.
Ooh, and the neutral light comes through. You know, I'm so jarred from the Brax game that I'm expecting to see a lot more
where are the down lights?
Yeah, I was like,
what are you doing?
The neutral light. Ugh.
Well, fortunately for you, Taza, Boomie and Needs are on opposite sides of the bracket.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
they won't run into each other.
I was thinking about that. I was like, oh, we could have that Thea Brax, and that would be quite a show. Side air,
okay,
nice, gets the strong hit there. For boots, you don't. They have active input, but it just kind of decides how much you steer your own character forward. So
the amount of force on it is different too.
Yeah, and so if you use the active input to go forward with it by just holding in, like holding the direction that you're using it, you'll travel farther as like your character, but your opponent won't get knocked back as far. And so it's smart to not do that when you want to get the knockouts there. And we saw Boomie just do that for that first stock.
Down sync charged up there. Snowy with the soft punish, gets a down air. Better than nothing. Nice side air. Will put Boomie off stage, but man, Boomie's putting out so much damage onto Snowy, and Snowy is really not finding responses.
Oh, and there's the deal, and he just charged. I love the commit. Like once you put up the Thea down sig, you're just kind of like, I guess I'm going to hold this, and then maybe they'll fall into it. The neutral sig dunks him, gets the lance sent out of his hands. The damage was a little bit too high for him there, but Boomie falls with that neutral air, waits for that weapon spawn to come through, tries to go for a surprise recovery. Snowy doesn't get hit by it, and a dive kick in the neutral sig almost works.
Snowy, gets caught by Boomie there with the downlight into the recovery. Still huge advantage to Boomie right now as the N-Sig, and that's gonna KO as well.
Sends him flying hard left, and he's out of there. It's 3 stocks to 1, and I mean, we might see Snowy up the Asuri pretty soon if Boomie's just holding the down to cover the entire stage there. I mean, you might as well just do it again. Neutral light comes through, and Snowy has yet to show that he can even take a stock off of Boomie here. That recovery's still not gonna do it. That's 3 defense Thea.
I'm like, bro, this is 9 speed, low defense, but
he almost lived.
He really did. It felt like he was slowing down there, but still 2 stocks left for Boomie.
Okay, let's see if Snowy can make the miracle 3-stock comeback, because he's gonna need it. Weapon throw falls down. Boomie with the boots now. Hits one neutral light, sends him off stage. Goes with a dash forward end light. Those are, it's crazy with its range. Man, that N-Sig perfectly covers Apocalypse's platform. Yeah. I think if we were on like Miami Dome, he wouldn't have that range, but the way it works is that it takes out the entire platform instead of just where the last kick is, and that's crazy.
It's a really good tool for Boomie as he charges it up. Gets Snowy. Snowy still manages to touch down. Boomie couldn't catch the landing with that downlight.
Downsig tries to go out there, gets the side air, puts him off stage, goes to the weapon throw, hits him straight in the face, and Snowy's just kind of like, okay, took that game 1 to figure out how Boomie is playing. But that looked tough for him. Like, that was like, what do I do here? And he's not playing in any way that shows me that he's figured out the answer just yet.
Yeah, it really feels like Snowy knows a punish on that, specifically the lance downsig, but it's not like, it's not the most punish, and it's like he's still taking a lot of damage from like everything else from Boomie.
Boomie hit a fully charged side sig for no other reason than Snowy landed on it thinking that it was going to release earlier, right? That's one of those things where it's just like, I thought that there would be a little bit more experience in that regard, but Boomie's been doing fantastic with it, and that weapon throw is like a style of weapon throw edge guarding that we talked about when we watched Sandstorm earlier, where you hold the weapon and then you wait for a jump or a dodge and you dash weapon throw forward, get the full momentum, the full force. Really well played from Boomie there in that game 1. And I wonder if we'll see the Caspian.
1, brawl.
No. What? Okay.
Okay, this is like classic Snowy.
Yeah, and this is his 2's weapon. Snowy's a huge fan of cannon. And so I'm not against him bringing it out here. And when I think about it, right, on paper, this is the hardest counter to get in the game.
High force, and you've got weapons that tend to do well. Well, yeah, highest force, and then you have weapons that do well against Lance. There's a lot of potential here for this Amethyst pick.
Like, hypothetically, 4 axe side airs, and that's the stock. Although Boomie just destroyed Snowy, right? You do have to hit attacks for the force versus defense argument to matter. You are looking.
I was just baffled that he lost that first stock so fast.
What's crazy about that downsig maneuver that you can do is a really tight timing, but you get it to where like you pivot it, and then the strong hit that travels with your opponent goes off the stage, even though you started on the stage.
Yeah.
It carries you a bit before the force actually starts, and that's why it's so terrifying when somebody has mastered that against the ledge.
Man, Snowy is just not finding any hits on the Boomie. Boomie gets in, gets a side sig and the neutral light. Snowy, despite all of the strength that this Amethyst brings to the table, is not finding hits.
He's going to get the edge guard here as well. Side air hits. Snowy has no jumps. He has to dodge back. That down air will do it, and he just falls to the bottom of the stage. It's 3 stocks to 1, and it's even more brutal than the last game, Duke.
Dude, I wish I could get into the mind of Snowy right now, because I gotta believe he's just like, okay, well, what other character should I do? Because this game is already over. Neutralite from Snowy, goes for the ground pound there.
Oh man, weapon throw.
Connects.
Can he even get a stock? That's the first sidelight nair of the game. Second nair connects, and Neutralite would do it. Side to come through, he's gonna chase out all the way off of that ground pound. That is crazy. Side air hits, recovery hits, step recovery, he's only gonna dodge. The end sig is a little too low. Boomie is fighting for this 3 stock. That dare sends Boomie flying. Oh my goodness, the down sig misses. Side air sends him off the side of the stage. The end sig hits, is that it?
No charge side sig. There's it. Obliteration is right, man. A 3 stock from Boomie. 504 damage. Snowy has no choice but to laugh through the pain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all you can do. There's laugh or cry, right?
Yeah.
You choose the one that's more aesthetically pleasing, I guess. Because that's, ooh. Oh, that down tick is at a perfect angle, too. I couldn't believe this edge guard. Boomie's incredible on Thea. And Snowy is looking a little helpless. What does he do?
It's cool from Boomie's side, though, is like, it's not the same Thea that we saw against Godly and Fozi, where there was a lot of this like Lance down sig, and I think a lot of people at home probably felt it was really cheesy, but man, this is something different.
Look at that ramp. That is the damage taken by Boomie there. Just never goes back down. And very consistent knockout timings all across the match there from Boomie as he 3-stocks Snowy. We're going into game number 3, and Snowy's back onto the Asuri, so this is the best bet I think that he has. I mean, we talked a little bit about how Caspian, hypothetically, is a good counter pick for the same reason that Zola is, right? The high damage and then the side six being able to knock out even earlier. But as far as it is right now, Boomie's, with Thea, the highest speed legend in the game, with that base 9, is moving so fast that he's having trouble getting hit in the first place. Right?
I mean, so far, the character who's done the best against Boomie's Thea has been the Wushangs.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Fozi swapped and Godly swapped to Wushang and did slightly better. But I mean, I don't know how much of a Wushang
Spear
Snowy's
does
got.
a really good job. In fact, Spear Neutralite like lingers and is reactable enough.
Wait.
Come through here.
Okay, one more chance.
And Sig's not going to ride up the side of the wall in the way that he needs to. But I think you're right. And it might be more of that, like, Spear is just good at stopping a lot of these, like, warpy moves that's coming through. Like, you can end light a Thea side sig at any point, and it's going to stop her before she gets to the finish line. But Snowy's not exactly known for his Spear, right?
No,
I'm not going to be seeing that coming out of this anytime soon.
All right, Snowy had a little bit of an edge guard opportunity against Boomie, but ends up kind of backing away. Wanted a weapon in hand. Good spot dodge. Actually avoids that hit from the down sig. He's avoiding a lot of these signatures coming out from Boomie.
Yeah, nice weapon throw, but he pivots the end lane the wrong way. Down sig just gets dodged right back in. Boomie falls right underneath the weapon throw. And Snowy's doing so much better here in this game number 3. It's a completely different Snowy. The down sig comes through, does wipe that stock off the right side of the stage. But Boomie is damaged enough to where I think even a D-Light recovery on Sword would do it, even on Apocalypse. Oh, that's so sick.
He used the N-Sig to get onto the soft platform and then go in. Okay, recovery from Snowy. Last stock here for Boomie. Opportunity for Snowy to get on the board.
Yeah, Snowy doing really well here after that game 2 experimentation. Bringing out the Amethyst. So many attacks coming through there. The end light almost falls into the weapon throw there. Gravity cancels side light, dare, goes the other way, gets the D-Light reset there, and Boomie already looking like he's checked out of this game. But the nice spot dodge gets through the sword Neutralite from Snowy, gets some more damage and gets hit by the Sair. And now Snowy is like, I think, a string away from being able to have a strong hit and win this game.
Side air thrown out. Snowy just spot dodges through it. Ground pound, no punish. Down sig whiffs, and Snowy's behind it with the side air. Snowy finds the answer to Boomie.
Yeah, and it was a pretty dramatic victory there. And that was just an adjustment in play style, I feel like. Snowy, like, maybe overthought how game 1 went. Tried something in game 2 and he went, why am I doing this? I know that my Asuri is the best choice for Thea. And then, with his back against the wall, actually played more calm and collected than I think we've seen him play all sets. And this opening was fantastic for him. Great patience there, right? Not trying to challenge the Lance recovery itself, but to hit the Lance after the recovery was finished with a light dive kick. Great job for that edge guard. And then just a ton of recoveries. I think this last stock, we didn't get to see it, but I think it was like 4 guitar recoveries in a row before he ended up getting for that edge guard and getting that 2-stock. Really well played.
Yeah, solid, clean play coming out from Snowy. Gets him into game number 4, but he's got to win the next 2 if he wants to knock Boomie down into the elimination side of things, and I expect him to stick with the Asuri from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're on Demon Island. It's a little scary here. Boomie, I think this is like, I've always said that Demon Island's like Lance players' best stage because of how it is. It's even better for Thea because she can only knock out horizontally, right? There's nothing that you're doing vertically except, I guess, Boots recovery.
Lance recovery?
I mean, Lance recovery kind of counts, but all of her signatures are aiming for those sides of the stages.
Yeah.
But Snowy, on the other hand, getting that strong hit, does not get the neutral light right afterwards, but is very close to having a whole stock lead over Boomie again.
Down sig thrown out. Boomie trying to find some more damage, bring this one back in, and he's getting some hits in. Snowy still unarmed here as Boomie does deny. Down sig thrown out. Down light to cover, though.
Yeah, I love when Boomie does that. He does that on the boots as well as, okay, that almost gets him with the dust there, as well as the lance, where he'll put up the down sig, and then he'll pivot neutral light or pivot down light right after where he lands, which somebody's not fast enough to get the punish. And that recovery, despite me saying he's not taking it off the top, Boomie brings it back, and he was at white to red disparity there, bringing it all back. And in fact, this has been only Boomie neutral wins since I talked about Snowy's lead.
Yeah, it started off real nice for Snowy, but then he threw away his weapon and ended up being disarmed for a really long time. Boomie really just taking advantage of the fact that Snowy likes to open with those weapon tosses, but it leaves him vulnerable if he doesn't connect.
Ooh, and that was a great read from Snowy. The side sig, that's a great way. That's hard to react to that, too.
Boomie looked physically pained that he got caught by that.
Well, because Snowy was like ready for it, right? The pain there was that the downlight was happening before the side sig even finished. It was a thing where Snowy was kind of like, I know that's what you're going to try to do to close this gap. He is one of the few characters that can do it, and what a great way to finish that off as well. Doesn't get the side light there. I think he needed the dash to be able to get that punish, and Boomie gets a side light dare to get even more damage onto Snowy here as he repositions with that side sig weapon throw, makes Snowy question his recovery, but he does make it back.
Good patience from Snowy there, didn't leak up. You saw Boomie try to catch his head with that down light.
Oh, that down air was pretty sick, but the down sig doesn't work out. Snowy travels all the way to the other side of the stage, and that was so close to being a knockout on that Sair. One more of those will definitely do it. Lance Cider will just, I think it will just do it, unless it's from directly center stage. Okay, don't do it, please. Okay. Snowy not fast falling on that landing, getting the nair and the dive kick. Snowy doesn't even give him time to use the full recovery, and Boomie looking like a little disgruntled after that one, right? Snowy's been really mixing up how he edge guards the lance recoveries.
It's just, again, just solid play coming out from Snowy that I guess it took him a little while for that snow to compact, and suddenly it's just really nice density.
Like for a snowball?
Yeah.
A snowball,
you know, because like fresh snow is really like loose, and then like as more people interact with it, it starts to
depended on
compact
like
out.
what kind of snow it is, because like lake effect snow is never really going to get packable, but like I don't actually know how snow works. I just trust you on that one.
You've been in places. I'm from Texas.
Yeah.
Why would you trust me?
I don't know. I've never thought about snow in that way. Back to the match. On Demon Island. It is match point for Snowy, and Boomie has brought this back. Snowy's playing off stage.
Oh, he missed the dare.
He misses the dare to stop recovery, gets the down air again. Boomie's trying to go for the hit, and Snowy just runs for his life. The reason why he's got that there, right, is that if you risk going into a scrap underneath the stage, every successful hit that you get on your opponent refreshes your dodge into a chase dodge, making it that much better for you to recover. So it was just best for Snowy when he knew that he got all of Boomie's options and he could never make it back, to get as far away from him as possible. And that's exactly what he did. And Snowy, with an epic edge guard there after that whipped boots down air, brings it to a match 5.
What a return from Snowy, man. He was looking so defeated. That Zol match on game 2
was bad.
It felt like Boomie was just going to close this one out, but Snowy coming in with this Asuri has really brought this one back.
Yeah, he's brought it back in a way that he's had the control that Boomie had in games 1 and 2, and that's way more impactful when you're in games 3 and 4 and as a match point, and you've won the past 2 games. And it's looking like Boomie is losing his mind a little bit there after that solo nair's come through, but he brings him off the side of the stage. Edgeguard could come through here. Side air
sweat beating.
All right, he is sweating. Oh! That was the closest whip I've ever seen of the Lance ground pound. Snowy just stopping his drift entirely and then reversing him to take the lead.
That was such narrow margins. The pixels away from Boomie, getting that stock away from Snowy. He's gonna have to put in some more work here to clean this stock up off of Snowy. Goes for the ground pound, but has a little bit of movement before it goes down, so he ends up going back onto the stage there. There's the ground pound. Snowy can't touch.
Can't touch, and Boomie stops his descent before he goes down there to potentially get hit by the guitar recovery. Boomie did take some damage from that blunder from before, but he's equalized things so far, and he's shown that he has the ability to bring Snowy from white to red very quickly. The side sticks are covering the weapon spawn. One of them hits, but that's about it. And now he's trying to catch Snowy going for an aggressive dash jump, maybe a dodge in by putting up these neutral signatures. And this is the first little bit of really patient neutral game that we've seen between these two players so far, as they both realize what's on the line.
They know this is game 5, top side of the bracket, man. Whoever loses this game goes into the elimination side of things. Snowy with the patience, that backdash to avoid the dare.
N6 sends him off stage. He uses that chase dodge to reposition Sair. He's sweating. He has a dodge
Still
to
has
make it back.
movement.
And he goes for the ground pound there, and Snowy delaying the descent once again.
Oh!
The down stick hits, and Snowy's already down a jump. He has to use the recovery and the dodge. Does dodge around that recovery. The down stick does not catch him. That second down stick doesn't catch either. The Sair hits, weapon throw, dodge out of the way. Can he make it back? He can.
Does. He touches. He goes to the corner. He's got the sword. Hits an air. Boomie goes a little too close there.
Oh, the
weapon advantage.
That's
down like Sair.
Okay, side air does it. Snowy now on his winner's bracket stock. Boomie's got 2 stocks left to his name, but if he gets sneezed on, he gets sent flying. He doesn't have a weapon. He doesn't get the boots.
Can he get the extra credit?
Oh,
side air.
Sair only not knocking out because it bounced off the stage, and Snowy's so far off the side of the stage, but he disarms himself. Will Boomie go for a risky side stick here? He's at the spacing, but like Snowy's so ready for it.
He throws away his boots.
Oh, he's just going
to weapon spawn.
All right. I mean, I don't think you see Boomie use the signature button at all here, right? Like, there's
not until
no
the
way
stock
he
is gone.
it.
Not until the stock is gone. He needs this extra credit. The downlight recovery.
Oh, it's so close. Dealer recovery comes through, and Snowy looking ready to be able to take this reverse 3-0 over Boomie. Boomie waiting for a weapon spawn to come through. They're both unarmed.
Oh, Snowy gets the hit.
He gets the gravity cancel sidelight, and Boomie's off the side of the stage. That sider comes through. He does pick up the boots. And that sidelight will bring Snowy off the side of the stage. Boomie waiting for the wall slip to activate here. Nice job. Gets in. Gets the
got the read.
He goes
chase dodge up. Misses the Sair.
He misses everything. Snowy gets back. Okay, they're both back to stage. I thought Boomie was going to fall there. That edge guard could have been the game. Endlight catches it, and Snowy might go for the wake up. The side stick hits. Can Snowy make it back? The ground pound could do it, and Boomie doesn't want to risk the edge guard.
Backs away. He's got the damage advantage. Snowy going deep with the dare. Still manages to touch the wall here. That's 2 exclamation points.
He puts on a sidelight, and Snowy gets 2 clean hits. Everything that he gets is huge.
Disarmed.
Stuffed recovery effects too. Can Snowy make it back? That's it. The ground pound from the lance, and Boomie knocks Snowy down into the elimination bracket and qualifies for that winner's side of top 8. What a run from Boomie here at Dreamhack Dallas.
I got to give so much credit to Snowy, though, for bringing that one back. That was almost a Boomie runaway, and then Snowy wins 2 games in a row, and game 5, that was a one-hit game, and Boomie just narrowly finds that one hit. And he missed his ground pound to start that one off right.
That's
like
right.
He whiffed that so bad, but he was still willing to do it in that final moment.
There was a mental battle going in from games 4 to 5 there where I was like, if Boomie keeps reacting